I'm finished with work, so I'll go home now, Mom. I got paid today, so I'll give it to you.
Thanks. Sorry, Calvin. I'm sorry you have to work even though you're still only 16.
You don't need to worry about it, Mom. I'm doing this because I want to. By the way, I'll stop by at Walmart. Is there anything you want from there?
Sorry. I'm on the night shift tonight too, so I'm fine. Thanks for asking, though.
Are you okay, Mom? It seems like you've got more night shifts these days. I know you're juggling a lot at once.
I'm fine, Calvin. You're working hard, so I should too.
Don't overdo it. I just don't want you to get sick.
I know my body more than anyone, and I say I'm still okay. Hey, you're more like a mother than me somehow.
I don't remember ever giving birth to you.
Sorry. But I feel more motivated after just talking to you like this.
Really?
Yes, for real. I now feel pumped up for my night shift. Lol. I can take on anything.
I'm glad I could help. Good luck with your shift. Don't work too hard.
Okay. I'll be back well past midnight, so just go to bed ahead of me.
Roger that. Mom, are you okay to talk now?
What's up, Calvin?
I came home early from school just now.
I know. Your school called me. Do you have a fever or something? If you don't feel well, should I go home now?
No. I'm fine. Never mind that. Why is Dad here? I thought he was dead.
Huh? Dad? It can't be.
Well, when I came back, someone who looked like Dad was near the front door. I couldn't be sure because I've only seen him in pictures, but when I asked him if he was my father, he said yes. Was Dad alive? What's going on?
Run! Quickly!
Huh?
Just listen to your mother! Get out of the house quickly and do not listen to that man!
No, sorry. I was confused, so I didn't explain properly. I told him I don't feel well, then he left soon after, so he's not here now.
I see. That's good.
So, what's going on? He didn't pass away when I was young?
No, that was him. If you saw him, there's no point in denying it. I think I can tell you the truth now, since you saw him. It's a lie that he passed away.
Yeah, I figured that. But why were you lying?
There's a good reason for it. Your father, Louis, was a terrible guy.
Terrible guy? What do you mean by that?
In short, he was an irresponsible spender. He had huge debts, so we were chased for payments every month.
I see.
He was never like that before we got married. When you were born, he disappeared. As his spouse, I still needed to pay the debts.
That's how it was. Then, the reason why we're always struggling financially is...
That's right. Because of the debt your father left us.
Then the reason you're still suffering is all his fault?
Well, as his wife, I have to take responsibility as well. I'm sorry to have caused you all this trouble.
No way.
That's why I told you he passed away. You didn't want to know how bad your father was, did you?
Maybe not, but... Instead of running away from him, wouldn't it have been better to talk to him? In the short time I talked to him, He seemed mild-mannered enough.
Absolutely not. He was planning to get close to you and steal your money too, Calvin. Forget about that man.
But did he really go through the trouble of finding me to do that? He must have known that we'd talk to him about his debt if he came.
Just don't! You can't have anything to do with that man anymore. Even if he comes to the house again, don't listen to him, okay?
But...
Please, Calvin. Don't make me worry.
All right, Mom.
Then it's a promise.
I'm glad you got in touch with me, Calvin. I'm glad I gave you my number just in case. I guess so. I just wanted to ask you something, Louis. I'm sure you have a lot of questions. I'll answer everything that I can. Thank you, Louis. Well, you don't need to call me Louis. I am your father, after all. I don't have a father. I suppose I can't blame you for feeling that way. But never mind. I'm glad you and Penelope seem to be doing well. I guess that's Mom to you. Well, it seems like you were feeling a little ill the other day, though. Doing well? How dare you say that? Huh? You took off and left us to clean up the mess you made. Because of you, we're suffering so much. Mom's still paying off your debt. But you still have the nerve to say that. Wait a minute. Debt? What are you talking about? You're playing innocent? I'm talking about how you left and forced Mom to pay your debts. Calm down now. I paid all the debts Penelope had before we got divorced. I can't believe this, but is she in debt again? Huh? My mom is in debt? Not you? Is that what she told you? Yes. That's why she's always working all day. Oh. I think I get it. What is it? Is there something I'm missing? I'll explain what I can. But before I explain, let's both calm down first. It seems we're not on the same page here. I still haven't heard what you wanted to ask me yet, Calvin. Yeah. I'm sorry, Louis. I was confused because I heard all these different conflicting stories all at once. That's fine. Then can you tell me what it is you wanted to ask me? What did Penelope say about me? I heard you left us with debt and just disappeared. And my mom is still returning the debts because they're in her name as well. I see. And? The thing you wanted to ask me? Well, it's just that you were running away from us and your debts this whole time. But I was curious about why you came to see us suddenly. Mom said you must be trying to take money from me. I see. I get it now. Then, let me explain, one by one. Okay. First, as for the debt. I think this is going to come as a shock to you, but... It's Penelope who got into debt, not me. Mom did? Was there a reason for that? Maybe this is something you don't want to hear. But Penelope has been a heavy drug user from a young age. She said that she would drop the habit when we got married, but she didn't. It was so bad that she even got into debt paying for it. Drugs? Mom did? Yeah. The biggest reason for the divorce was this. Because she lied and even went into debt. Do you have proof? I need a reason to believe you. Yeah, of course I do. Well, this is the reason why I went to see you now of all times. What's that? I happened to find her secret account on social media earlier. So, I found out that she still had this habit, so I started to worry about you. Here's a screenshot of her account. Oh, I guess you weren't lying. Actually, I was supposed to get custody over you, Calvin. But she used some underhanded lies to gain sole custody of you. When we got divorced, she wasn't in debt, and there was no paper trail of her debt record in the past. Why couldn't you help my mom earlier? If what you said is true, you could have stopped her before the debt got so bad, couldn't you? And you said you worried about me, but you've never come to see me, even once. Ever since the divorce, Penelope has been denying me from visiting you. And when I got divorced, she wasn't in any debt, so I thought there wasn't any problem. I got remarried after a while, but I've been paying for child support every month. I thought you two were happy without me around, so that's why I stayed away. Right. I'm sorry, Louis. I was too harsh on you. No, it's fair. This must be hard to accept, even if there's evidence. Hey, Calvin. I'm thinking of taking you in. Oh. But... you got married again, right? Won't I be a burden on your wife? My wife's infertile. She was happy when I told her we might be able to have a son. Right. But if I did that, Mom would be alone. It's just a suggestion. I know you've spent all your life with Penelope so far. You can say no if you're not comfortable with it. So, just think about it. Okay. Please give me some time. I think I need to talk it over with my mom. That's perfectly fine. It's your choice, Calvin. Whatever you decide, I'll respect your choice. Hey, Mom. Where are you now?
What's up, Calvin? I'm just at work. Why?
So, that's how it is. You've been lying to me like this all this time.
Lying? What on earth are you talking about?
You don't have a night shift tonight, do you, Mom? I checked with your workplace, and then they told me so.
Huh? You checked with my workplace? Why did you do that? Is there some emergency? You didn't get injured or something, did you?
I'm okay. But I'm shocked.
What is going on, Calvin? Are you really okay?
I'm fine. But just answer me this, Mom. Are you with your drug dealer right now?
Huh? What are you saying? Dinner with my friends is taking a long time, that's all. I'll go back home soon.
I heard everything from Dad. Everything you said was a lie, wasn't it?
What did you hear from that man? Calvin, I told you! Do not speak to Louis! He's going to take advantage of you by feeding you lies!
That's not right, is it? It's because your lies will be exposed, isn't it?
No, that's not it. I don't know what you were told, but he's someone who has no qualms about telling lies. You can't believe a word he says! I got some extra cash, so it's time to party!
The date of that post matches when I got my paycheck from my workplace. Does extra cash mean the money I gave to you?
Where did you find this, Calvin?
That's not the problem here. Just tell me. Show me where the money I gave you went if you really used it because money was tight. Or did you really spend it all on drugs? Is this what the night shift has been all along?
No, that's wrong. I had no choice but to go there today. My boss asked me to go with him.
If you're going to tell a lie, you should come up with a better one. I checked all of your posts on your account. This is hardly your first time. I know it, so just tell me the truth.
Sorry, Calvin. I knew I needed to stop this. Really, I did. I told myself that I need to get my act together after the divorce, that I need to support my son. So I knew I couldn't waste money like before.
But you couldn't stop yourself, could you? And you even went into debt.
I tried to stop it so many times. But because the debt only increased, things have been tight even though I worked hard. So I tried to stop all this. But I just couldn't help myself.
So, you couldn't stop it in the end. And you even started to use your own son's money?
I did use your money for living expenses at first. But there was money there, so I couldn't stop myself. Before I realized it, I'd spent it.
Mom, I'm thinking of going to live with Dad.
No! Don't do that! What I said about being motivated to work for your sake was true. I know it was wrong that I used your money. I will stop it this time. So please, don't leave me alone, Calvin.
This problem literally ended your marriage. And despite that, you couldn't learn from the past to get your act together? You even had to go and steal my money to fund your addiction.
I'll stop it, I swear. This time I will. Calvin, I'm begging you.
Mom, you must be sick. Telling me bad things about my dad to protect yourself. Lying to me. I don't feel like we can live together happily now.
You had to go tell Calvin all that, Louis. Did you really want to take him away from me so badly?
Penelope, you don't get it. You brought all this upon yourself.
If you didn't come back into our lives, this never would have happened. We didn't have money, but we were happy.
What would have happened if I didn't meet Calvin? Were you planning to make him pay off all the debts you racked up from that habit of yours?
No! I just wanted to be together with Calvin.
Do you really mean that? I don't think you care as much as you say about Calvin. If you did, you would have quit your addiction.
Well, I couldn't help it. I just need to unwind sometimes.
You need to change your mindset about that. You were just relying on Calvin after all. I asked Calvin, but he was the one who offered his hard-earned money to contribute to the household. You just took advantage of his kindness, Penelope.
But I tried to stop. I knew I had to quit to take the burden off Calvin.
But you just thought that, right? In the end, you never took any action to follow through with your thoughts. But you're still telling me that you care about Calvin. Don't make me laugh.
But
Calvin says he'll wait until you go to rehab.
He did?
You lied, you betrayed, and you hurt Calvin so many times. I don't plan on ever forgiving you for that. But Calvin says that he wants to live with his mother again one day, despite all that.
Calvin.
You can fix this if you truly want to recover so you can live with your son again. You kept betraying me right until the end, Penelope. So don't make the same mistake again. Turn your life around. After that, I went to live with Dad, as planned. It was difficult at first, adjusting to my new life with Dad and my stepmother. But now we're all used to each other as family. After this whole incident, Mom went to live with her parents. My grandparents are watching her and helping her through rehab. Grandma says that Mom was pretty down about leaving me, but she's slowly on the mend. Mom's gradually paying off her debts, too. But addiction isn't so easy to overcome. I know I have to be patient while I wait for her to recover. I don't plan on welcoming her back in my life if she can't break her habit. That's why I want her to make an effort, although I know it must be hard for her. I don't know when it'll be, but I look forward to the day I can enjoy living together with her again. I'm just making the most of my own life until that day comes.